Well, it's a very warm welcome back to second half independent off-tube studio commentary from the game at Molinuex. It's Wolves 0, Brentford 1, and Wolves, as you would expect, straight away trying to get on the front foot here at the start of the second half. They've got to try and do something to upset Brentford's rhythm, because for long periods Wolves had a lot more of the ball in the first half, but didn't create too many chances to really test Mark Flekken, barring that one good save that Flekken had to make towards the end of the half, where he tipped a shot onto the post after a header from close range. And we'll wait and see how Wolves want to take on the second half. They have made one change at half-time, with Nathan Fraser coming on to replace Toti Gomez. Nathan Fraser is a forward, so he's certainly not going to be dropping into that back three. It may well be that Wolves have gone to a back four now, with Fraser joining the attack. So here is Mario Lemina now for Wolves, playing that one forward for Pablo Sarabia. Now a long diagonal ball trying to pick out Pedro Neto, but that is a long way away from its intended target, and out for a goal kick. So for Wolves, it is Jose Sarr in goal. A back four of Nelson Semedo, Max Kilman, Craig Dawson and Ryan Ait-Nouri. And it looks like it will be a three in midfield of Mario Lemina, Pablo Sarabia and João Gomez, with Jean-Rista Bellegarde, Pedro Neto and Nathan Fraser as the attacking three. For Brentford, it is Mark Flekken in goal. Back three of Nathan Collins, Ethan Pinnock and Ben Mee. Mats Roslev and Sergio Reguilón are the two wide men, with Matthias Jensen, Christian Norgard and Vitaly Janelt as the three in midfield. Neil Mopai and Ivan Toney are the two up front. So just to confirm the scores elsewhere, still quite a few half times, but it is Fulham 2, Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 1, Burnley 1, Luton 0, Sheffield United 2, Tottenham 0, Tottenham 0, Brighton 1, and it's Wolves 0, Brentford 1. Here it's myself, Paul Szczerbakowicz, and James Mason taking the. James, I've just done the two teams. There's just one change there for Wolves, with Toti Gomez replaced by Nathan Fraser. Fraser is a forward, so he's going to join the front line, we'd imagine, with Wolves now playing potentially as with a back four. Yeah,
I thought I said in the first half that they needed it, in terms of they just lost something without Cunha up there. There was too much attacking responsibility felt on Neto and Sarabia's shoulders. Bellegarde, he's more of a box to box. He's not expected to score the goals for them. So I think Fraser on definitely should offer them a little bit more and gives them a better shape. I think it was too easy for Brentford to defend, because anything sort of good attacking wise was coming through Neto or Sarabia. It was just mark those two and you should be okay.
Absolutely. So we think it's going to be Lemina, João Gomez and Sarabia now as a midfield three, with Fraser, Bellegarde and Neto as the attacking three. We'll see whether that's exactly how it pans out. But Brentford now trying to push forward. The pass over towards Jensen is cut out, and there's a push in midfield, says referee Simon Hooper, on Matthias Jensen. Bellegarde's judged to have just bumped into him there. From Brentford's point of view, these midfield free kicks slowing the game, and that's what they're going to want in this second half.
Yeah, they need to frustrate Wolves, don't they? They don't want the game to be free-flowing. They don't want to allow Wolves to get ahead of steam, and just try and disrupt the play. And Wolves, if they get a few players in the book for being frustrated and kicking out, then that's what Brentford want.
Yeah, it's a free kick on the halfway line now to be taken by Matthias Jensen. Wolves have set up just outside the box with their offside. It's floated towards the edge of the area. It bounces fortuitously there for Sarabia, after Brentford failed to win the initial header, and now Ait-Nouri can really charge down the left-hand side. He plays an early ball from left to right to pick up Pedro Neto. It's a great ball as well. Neto into the box, onto his favoured left foot, and he goes for the near post. I thought it was all set up for him to go for a real curling effort towards the back post, but he tries to surprise Flekken in the near post and very nearly does.
Yeah, I think that's tipped onto the post by Flekken, like he did one in the first half as well, but that ball from Ait-Nouri is superb, right into Neto's path, and just maybe one too many touches from Neto.
Superb there from Ait-Nouri to start the counter-attack. Corner kick now whipped in. Flekken comes out, gets a punch to it. It's only towards the edge of the area. It's a Brentford player down, but he manages to pick himself up. Sarabia now over towards the right-hand side for corner kick taker, and it's in the back of the net. Wolves are level on 50 minutes, and it's Craig Dawson with the touch. I mean, it looked to me as though that cross might have been heading on target anyway, but Dawson with the header, and Wolves are level.
Yeah, slight redemption for Dawson, who we thought was maybe at fault for Brentford's goal in the first half. He was too weak in the challenge. Well, that ball back in is superb. That's right on the money, because it kind of brings in about three different players could maybe get on the end of that with how good it was. We mentioned we hated the outswinging corners. This is an in-swinging delivery from open play, but superb from Neto. Dawson I mean, marking shocking. The marking is really, really bad.
There is none. There is no marking at all. I mean, there was a Brentford player still picking himself up, potentially playing everybody on side. But even if we take that into consideration, Dawson is such an obvious threat from any kind of set piece and from any kind of cross. The fact that nobody from Brentford side was even trying to stop him is really disappointing from Brentford's point of view. But Dawson will be delighted. Wolves will be delighted. Didn't celebrate the goal too much. Just quickly grab the ball and get back towards the halfway line. We can see Gary O'Neill as well, perhaps just having a quick glance at their lines, but I don't think there was ever any doubt of there being an offside, although we are just still waiting for that confirmation, potentially. Yeah,
it must be that. That's the only thing we can think, and he's onside for what it looks like.
Looks onside to me, as I say, that unless they start getting that microscopic line out, I mean, that foot of Dawson's still seems to be, I mean, potentially it's just ahead of Collins, but it all depends on which angle you're looking at.
Yeah, that angle looks terrible. Oh, he's offside.
He's offside, yeah, based on that... a reprieve there for Brentford.
How has it taken about 3 minutes nearly for that to be looked at?
I know it does. It seems to me. It seems that as soon as that cross comes in and a goal goes in, the referee's going to confirm that it's offside. Now the goal will not stand. But I agree with you. I mean, the English VAR is so slow compared to others, and it does make you think that. What they should be doing as soon as that goal goes in, draw the line straight away. Just see where the ball is. And it seems that they're sort of waiting before confirming that the goal is offside. But yeah, Gary O'Neill looking at that replay on his monitor, and 52 minutes in, it's still Wolves 0, Brentford 1, and Brentford now pushing forward. With Toney, he finds Mopé trying to get away from João Gomes, but he runs into the Brazilian. Now it's Lemina to Sarabia, over towards Pedro Neto on the right-hand side, being closed down, so he rolls it back towards Nelson Semedo. And now a long clearance from Jose Sarr. Liverpool are now 2-1 up at home to Burnley. Just waiting for a confirmation of that goal scorer. It's Luis Diaz to go with Diogo Jota's goal in the first half. So Liverpool 2, Burnley 1. No change in any of the other scores so we head into the 53rd minute here. Wolves 0, Brentford 1. It is the home side in possession just inside their own half with what would have been Wolves' goal scorer, Craig Dawson. Towards I mean, I suppose with offsides and VAR there's no grey area, but amazingly we've somehow managed to find grey areas in terms of offside. We'll get your thoughts on that in a second, because here come Wolves now with a ball played towards the edge of the area. Lemina going for the strike. It was after it was headed down by Fraser, but Lemina's effort is charged down. Yeah, it wasn't bad there from Wolves. It's a chance that came to Lemina, not how they expected it to, but decent first-time effort on the volley. Good block by Brentford, but yeah, I mean, it's probably just put Wolves' back up a little bit there, but it was, well, from the angle we got, it was offside. It was. I mean, it's so borderline, and I suppose I've heard a number of arguments saying that there should be some sort of grey area, that there should be some sort of advantage to the striker, but then once you start doing that, then you're going to start pushing that further and further, aren't you? We're getting word that there's a VAR review in the game at Anfield, so potentially Liverpool aren't 2-1 up against Burnley once that VAR review is completed. But Wolves now down the left here with Aït-Nouri, easily just glides away from Roerslev and from Jensen, but then the cross is overhit there from Aït-Nouri. Such a shame, because really the skill he showed to get two Brentford players away from him, I would argue, is a lot harder than the cross that followed. Yeah, did excellent. I mean, Matthias Jensen, it's a bit of a nothing kind of block challenge. He just allows Aït-Nouri to go in, but then it's the dart back onto the left foot, and you think, right, now have that composure and put a good ball in, but he just throws his left foot at it, way too much pace on it, and that's what's sent the ball out for a throw for this side. And it's Ben Mee down the left for Brentford to Ivan Toney, who dropped a bit deeper this time. Mee's clearance then doesn't get a deflection. He's just shanked that out there, Ben Mee, so it's out for a throw to Wolves. And we're getting word of a penalty at Kenilworth Road, and it's a penalty to Luton. They'll have a chance to reduce the arrears against Sheffield United. Bournemouth have done exactly that. Bournemouth are now 2-1 down away to Fulham. But Brentford won the ball back very briefly in midfield. They've given it away again now. It's Pablo Sarabia getting towards the edge of the Brentford penalty area. He's dispossessed, and it's cleared up towards the halfway line by Sergio Reguilón. Ivan Toney running straight into Mario Lemina, but then Norgard finding Reguilón down the left, and Brentford do really well to keep possession here. It's Toney now over towards Roerslev on the right-hand side. Roerslev just been Closed down there by Ait-Nouri, but he gets away from him. Ait-Nouri doesn't take no for an answer. Roslev should have got rid of that ball really once he'd got away from Ait-Nouri, but it's a throw to Brentford down the right-hand side.
It's not quick enough there from Roslev as well initially, and you think, right, you've got past Ait-Nouri, he's had a nibble at you, now get the ball away, look up, find a teammate, but good slide challenge coming back from Ait-Nouri to recover. The worry at the minute is, well, Brentford are still 1-up, but you said in the first half that Brentford don't really do well soaking up pressure. They're soaking up a lot at the moment, and Wolves, the more they come forward, if it stays in this pattern, you think an equaliser could come.
Yeah, we are only 56 minutes into this game as well. You know, that sort of period where you're sort of last-ditch defending, you want that to be right at the end of the game, not at the start of the second half. Anything that Brentford could do just to try and force the issue a little bit and get some sort of midfield possession, keep that ball away from their own half. Be advised to do that, but they have a throw now down the right-hand side. It's with Nathan Collins. Gets it into Captain Norgard, now played up towards Toney, gets a flick on it, and Mopai was chasing that loose ball, but it's cleared by Dawson, and then volleyed cleared by Pablo Sarabia, but Brentford have it back now on the halfway line. Ben Mee with a hopeful ball down the left-hand side. It won't reach Mopai, but that's a shank of a clearance there from Nelson Semedo. It just goes up in the air, but then Wolves get a gift of an opportunity to get possession back with a header there from Janelt that goes to no one in particular.
Yeah, bit of scrappy play there, to be honest. Not great defending, not great attacking, really. Be interesting to see what Thomas Frank does, if he's happy enough with what he's seen in this second half, or he wants to mix it up, or will he wait till maybe 70, see if his side can hold out. But sometimes you think if the changes are going to come too late, you're going to soak up too much pressure and allow Wolves to come forward. The only thing you'd say is Fraser's not really had much of an impact since coming on for Wolves. I think the shape has helped them out better, but he's not done a great deal. No,
and we haven't actually seen too much of Bellegarde either since he came on in the first half, so it really has lost its way a little bit, the Wolves attack, since Mateus Cunha went off injured, and they'll certainly be hoping that it's nothing too serious for the Brazilian. Fulham were 2-1 up against Bournemouth. They're now 3-1 up. Rodrigo Muniz has his second goal of the afternoon. It was Marcos Senesi, by the way, that had got the goal for Bournemouth. As here come Wolves now down the right-hand side. Pedro Neto getting a cross in, but it's got too much whip on it. There is a Wolves player hitting the deck just the edge of the 6-yard box. It's Pablo Sarabia, but he's not going to get a penalty.
No, I'm sure they'll look at it through VAR. Can't really make out what the referee Simon Hooper's trying to suggest from his gestures, but I think it's just one of those sort of coming together, jostling in the penalty area.
We'll see from this replay now whether there's any argument at all. I mean, yeah, Collins has got his hand on him there very briefly, but I think Sarabia does hit the deck too easily as well. Yeah,
they come close towards him. Collins behind Sarabia. The hand might go on the chest, but it's only very briefly, and immediately when Sarabia feels that, he goes down to the floor.
Well, it's a long clearance now for Roslev, which he keeps in play. He then hooks the ball in towards the edge of the penalty area, and Ivan Toney doing very well there just to keep that ball and let it go out for a corner. He's not happy with Nelson Semedo because he feels as though the Portuguese slid in there on Ivan Toney after the ball had already gone out for a corner kick anyway. But Toney, I think referee just calming him down. It's just a little bit of a nudge there from Sarabia, from Nelson, which he's entitled to do because the ball's still in play. But it's that slide challenge once the ball's gone out that I think Tony's a bit unhappy with.
Yeah, I mean, he's already in the motion of the slide when the ball is still slightly in, so you can kind of understand it. But I don't think there's too much in that.
No, I think that Brentford have their fourth corner kick of the afternoon. They scored from one in the first half. They'll be looking to try and to replicate that here. It's Jensen standing over it on the left-hand side. It's going to be an in-swinger, the Danish international. Let's see happening in front of Jose Sarr as that ball is just a little bit too high. Easily headed away there by Max Kilman. Roslev is the last man back there for Brentford, forced to play it a long way back, and it's a crooked ball as well from Mats Roslev. It's terrible, really, from Mats Roslev there, as Mark Flekken is going to get himself a guaranteed yellow card. I don't really understand why he's done that, because we do have multi-ball now at every game. You're not going to get any kind of time advantage by holding onto the match ball, because there's another one waiting there anyway. It's just a free yellow card there, really.
Yeah, he's stopping them from trying to take it quick, isn't he? But like you said, multi-ball, they just get another one and throw it on. I mean, it's such poor defending by Roslev then to try and knock it back to Flekken, but get it so horribly wrong.
Yeah, I mean, bearing in mind that was off a Brentford corner as well. So Brentford had a corner kick. It was cleared to the halfway line. Roslev misplaced his pass back to his own keeper. Now Wolves have a chance of pushing towards the Brentford penalty area as the initial ball is cleared, but Ait-Nouri now with a cross in, which drops the strike coming, hitting it first time with Sarabia. Pedro Neto with a second shot, he fires it across goal. It's parried there by Flekken, and now Brentford can get the ball away here. It's with Vitaly Janelt over the halfway line, trying to get an early ball out towards Ivan Toney. The first attempt is stopped, but Janelt trying to win the second ball back from Brentford. He was a little bit isolated there with two Wolves players around him, and it does reach Pedro Neto, and Wolves on the attack now. He just goes past Ben Mee and then gets a cross in, which is stopped by Ethan Pinnock, and out for a corner kick. But if this is going to be if this is how the second half is going to go, it's going to be a long half an hour here for Brentford.
It is, yeah. Wolves, they're Neto getting involved more, getting a good shot away. But Brentford, when they attacked and countered, Janelt just had to get rid of the ball quicker because Toney made the run, but he delayed it too long. And then Wolves have got numbers back to clear the ball away.
Here comes the corner kick then from Pedro Neto, and it's headed over the bar. Max Kilman underneath that one. And he literally was underneath. He never really had a chance to attack that one, did he?
No, he just didn't get off the ground. Really didn't get the jump up that he wanted. It wasn't a bad ball in, as Wolves are going to make themselves another change there.
It's Tom Doyle getting ready to come on. As we can see now, the Wolves faithful getting very frustrated there with Mark Flekken. It's a long clearance now from Flekken up. So Flecken's got to watch it as well, of course. He is on a yellow card. I've often said that there'll never be a referee brave enough to give a goalkeeper a second yellow for time wasting, but it's going to happen at some point somewhere, isn't it? So you don't want to test the referee's patience with that, as here comes Pedro Neto down the right-hand side. Wolves just winning the ball back in midfield, going straight on the attack again. Neto trying to get away here from Norgard. Both sides are saying it's our ball after it goes over the line, and it's gone in favour of Brentford.
Yeah, went to boot away one of the multi-balls there, did Neto, but just tried too much. Three Brentford players coming around in there to usher the ball behind in the end when he tried to do it all by himself. And going to see this change now for Wolves. I was about to say wonder who's coming on for, but João Gomez has not done that much in this game really. It's kind of passed him by.
He has. So Tom Doyle, Manchester City youth product, he's on the field now to try and give for Wolves just that little bit extra in midfield. And it's all changed in the Championship, by the way, just to tell you very quickly. Southampton are now 2-2 with Huddersfield. Norwich are now 2-1 up away at QPR, having been a goal down in that game. Leeds are still looking comfortable. They're now 2-0 up at home to Rotherham United. And Sunderland, who were 1-0 down at half-time at home to Plymouth Argyle, are now 2-1 up. So, say this, as always with the Championship, you can't predict things in a single game, let alone how things are going to be in a whole weekend. Yeah,
don't even go there. Don't try to pick out a winner in any of those matches. It's hard to do across the course of a campaign. But Molinuex anyway. It's again, Wolves be hoping Doyle on will just offer maybe a little bit more sort of energy in the centre of the park, and maybe just looking for the passes a little bit more than João Gomez was.
Well, that's the idea, is to just try and get that little bit more attack-minded midfield, to try and give Wolves that little bit of an edge, because right now they're seeing so much of the possession. Brentford have accepted the fact they're going to just be defending this 1-0 lead now with half an hour still to play. 63 minutes unofficial independent off-tube studio commentary. Wolves 0, Brentford 1, and it's John Reese Bellegarde now down the left-hand side for Wolves, getting away from Mope and Jensen. Back to Tom Doyle. And now Craig Dawson joining this attack, getting all the way to the edge of the Brentford penalty area. And it's short to Pedro Neto. Now it's with Bellegarde again. Back to Doyle. Over towards the left-hand side for Aït-Nouri. Doyle again, around 40 yards out, finding Pedro Neto with a little bit of space, being closed down here by two Brentford players. And in the end, that's good work there. Excellent work from Sergio Reguilón to win the ball back. For Brentford, just slowing things down here now in midfield with Janelt to Norgard, back to Reguilón, but that's a terrible ball from Reguilón. He plays it to his captain when there's three Wolves players around him. Brentford lose the ball now, and at the edge of the area, Pablo Sarabia is, well, now this is interesting. The referee clearly said play on, and then changed his mind and gave a free kick to Wolves within 2 seconds.
I mean, I made the gesture of get up to Sarabia. Well, there's a leg stuck out by Ben Mee. For that's more Sarabia makes sure he runs into the leg of Ben Mee, but I suppose he does stick out, he hangs out the foot then, does the Brentford defender, and he gives Sarabia that opportunity to go over the foot, gets a free kick, and it's a dangerous position.
It's a dangerous position now, and a bit of a gift here for Wolves, as I say. I mean, Mee sticking out that leg was always inviting giving a free kick away anyway. But now the man who was brought down, Pablo Sarabia, he might fancy his chances here. This is certainly enough of an angle for him to have a go for goal with his left foot, and teammates to pick out as well. But it's Sarabia going for goal. Flekken had time and space to catch it, but he chooses to punch it clear. Punches it a long way out, in fairness. Tom Doyle now back towards Nelson Semedo. Semedo away from 2 Brentford, 3 Brentford players getting a ball into the 6-yard box, and it's swept away by Ben Mee, kept in play by Mope, then headed clear by Jensen back into midfield. But Wolves have the second ball again. Lamina now to Pedro Neto. Across to Max Kilman, who's charging forward here now, gets all the way to the edge of the area. Kilman still going into the box now, Max Kilman, and it's his cross, which is headed over the bar by Ryan Ait-Nouri. In an ideal world, you really want Ait-Nouri crossing it for Kilman, but in any case, it's Kilman's cross, and Ait-Nouri's header goes over the bar.
Yeah, it's another kind of nearly moment for Wolves. It's just not quite happening for them in the final third. They're creating half opportunities, decent balls in. It's either Flekken in the way, or Brentford defenders managed to get their head to it first, but you do feel like it's coming. But then again, it could be just that frustrating afternoon for Wolves where they've seen a lot of possession but may not be able to break Brentford down.
It's looking like that for the time being, but then if I was either on the Wolves bench or in the crowd at Molinuex, I'd be saying we are playing against a team who are famous at letting leads slip, and we're also famous at not having a very sturdy defence this season. So there's still time for Wolves, and that's what they have to keep telling themselves. Brentford, for their part, have to make sure that they really reduce or eliminate the individual errors to make it as difficult as possible here for the home side as they're pushing hit forward here again. Doyle to Ait-Nouri to Bellegarde, who's certainly taken a more wide role since Fraser's come on, but has still had virtually no service here. The number 63 for Wolves, the young Irishman. It's now back with... back on the left-hand side here with Bellegarde trying to get away from Roslev. It's Ait-Nouri with the right-footed cross this time, and then an attempted overhead kick from Lamina around about the penalty spot. He misses the ball entirely, and now Brentford have a chance to counter here with Ivan Toney. Nutmegs Ait-Nouri, then goes back towards Matthias Jensen. Jensen on the halfway line, then switching play from right to left, picks out Neil Mope. Mopai now heading towards the penalty area. He's got a bit of space here, Mopai breaking into the box and then tries to feed a ball in towards Janelt. It gets charged down, gets blocked, and then Wolves win the ball back here now with chance for Bellegarde to get forward. He gets brought down by Jensen, and that's the easiest yellow card of the afternoon for the referee.
Yeah, again, it's a chance there for Brentford. It's one of the rare ones they've had in the second half, but it just doesn't seem like there's enough kind of belief or confidence about themselves coming forward now. Not enough players are committing, and then eventually it's kind of like someone else will come in from midfield and then they'll lose the ball. It's there's that fear of having too many bodies forward and Wolves will counter. The only thing Brentford have to look at is Wolves don't have that much express pace in their team, really. Got Neto, but he's trying to do all of it down the right-hand side by himself, Neto. There's a few times now where he hasn't looked to find a teammate. He's just tried to dribble around 3 Brentford defenders and it hasn't worked, so frustrate him as much as he can. But Brentford, I think if they showed a touch more ambition coming forward, they could definitely get a second.
Well, they need to try. I think that a 1-0 lead, even a 2-0 lead, is always a bit precarious, isn't it? But they are now preparing to make a change, and it's going to be the younger Ukrainian Yehor Yarmolyuk who's going to be getting ready to come on. And it's a swap for Matthias Jensen, who very rarely plays a full 90 minutes. He's always... perhaps not saying struggling with his fitness, but in terms of having that midfield engine to play the full 90, he's off now, and the Yarmolyuk, who's been a regular sub for Brentford this season, gets just under half an hour. Yeah,
his last thing to do for Jensen was get himself booked and go off. He was slightly hobbling and walking a bit gingerly there, Jensen. Not sure if he just got a bit of an impact injury in the challenge, the foul that he gave away. But Yarmolyuk then hoping that his energy can at least see Brentford through.
Absolutely, and whether it can see Brentford through, it'll be James to take us through, as we are at 69 minutes, and it's James to take us through to full time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just looking at Wolves' bench for what else they've got to bring on, but just as I do that, Wilson coming forward down the right-hand side with Lamina. He cuts a ball back, then it's behind Sarabia, who managed to get back to his feet and get it. Now Bellegarde has an effort right-footed. Ooh, dear me. That's a shocker from Bellegarde, around 20ish yards out. It goes wide and high of the goal.
Yes, no danger of that one threatening a Mark Flecken's goal. But the worry for Brentford will be that this is effectively a clearance from the edge of the Wolves penalty area, and it's not even a forward, it's Mario Lamina. It's not even a case of beating the offside trap. There was no offside trap. No, it was a great ball though from Doyle, to be fair. He spotted that when the ball was played inside to him. Immediately first time right foot plays it upfield, and Lamina was on halfway, so he couldn't be given offside anyway because he's in his own half. But Gary O'Neill
such frustration, really, because they thought they got back on level terms early on in the second half. Goal was ruled off for offside, which we think is rightly so in the end, as another yellow card has come out, and that one's going to Fraser.
Yeah, and a look of confusion there on the youngster as to why he's got that yellow card. And I must admit that that confused look can be sort of seen in our commentary box as well, because we're not too sure how that's kind of happened either. No,
I don't know. He wasn't really involved in the play at all, but the card was just brandished towards
just said
him.
Something to the referee. I mean, it seems unlikely that he would have just got it for that, but hopefully we'll maybe get a replay next time the ball goes out of play. Yeah,
long ball upfield by Flekken. It's not a good one though, as Wolves have it back on halfway. It's put inside towards Doyle, who distributes it now towards a teammate in Kilman. Steps forward, finds Aït-Nouri to his left. Aït-Nouri then, ever willing runner, tries to feed it down the line, which he does to Bellegarde. His attempted cross is blocked away, and Brentford get another foot to it as they clear it down the line. Not very far though, as Doyle has stepped in and won this ball back. Aït-Nouri again finds Doyle once more. Is there a way back in this game for Wolves? Wolves 0, Brentford 1, less than 19 minutes to go plus any stoppage time. As Sarabia goes inside towards Doyle again, goes for a diagonal ball, fizzes that into Aït-Nouri's path, takes a touch, delivers it, maybe a chance. One bounce and straight into the path of Flekken. That's far too easy.
That is far too easy. Wolves' crosses have been a little bit awry this afternoon. A few that have been overhit and a few that have been far too easy for the Brentford keeper as well. And in fairness, though, Flekken makes up for those saves by just giving the ball away. That's 2 or 3 times they just booted it long straight to a Wolves player.
Yeah, Wolves have it back, though, on this right-hand side with Sarabia down the line to Neto. He's just held up quickly by me. Neto trying to hold on to it. Does really well, actually, when he was also under pressure from Nathan Collins. As Wolves, they're going to give away free kick. They are, as they played it down the right. Nathan Fraser's got his head on his hands again. He can't believe it. Ethan Pinnock's the player that's won the free kick for the Bees. Fraser helping him back to his feet. Just have a look at this one again. Pinnock steps across.
No, I mean, Fraser has his hand on Pinnock, and then Pinnock trips on the ball as far as I'm concerned. But this is a byproduct of forwards getting very easy free kicks off defenders for so many years. Now it's got to the point where big burly centre-backs and even goalkeepers have taught themselves how to show the referee there's the smallest amount of contact, and it's working.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. The game's gone quite the other way, hasn't it, from years ago when it was you could pretty much kick somebody and you wouldn't get a yellow card. As a shot comes in from the edge of the area from Toney, but an easy save in the end by Sarr as he pats it into the ground and collects it when it bounces back up, as Wolves now will look to try and come forward. Aït-Nouri finds a nice ball inside towards Sarabia, who's dropped deep for this one. Now Bellegarde, back to Doyle. He goes towards the goalkeeper, Jose Sarr, and they'll look to start again. Latest score round up in the Premier League: Fulham 3, Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 2, Burnley 1, Luton 1, Sheffield United 2, Tottenham 1, Brighton 1. The late game at 5:30 sees Nottingham Forest take on Newcastle, as Wolves now with Bellegarde. Nice ball down the right for Neto, who's got a bit of space to run into now, and he's going up against Ben Mee, who's backtracking inside pass. Oh, that's a lovely challenge that comes in there as they win it back. It's Christian Norgard who won that one, and now Brentford are charging over halfway. It was actually Collins who won it. He stepped forward now to continue going down this left-hand side, still going as Collins, getting close to the byline as he nudged up from behind. No, says the referee, and that'll be a goal kick. Well, Doyle just put his arm into the back of him.
He did. I mean, it's, as I say, the referees have, in certain games, in fact, most of the time, referees are allowing that little bit more contact. They're not falling for the easy free kick there. But then the fact the referee gave a free kick for the foul on Pinnock, which was no foul at all, but then doesn't give one for the one on Collins, it almost seems as though he's trying to sort of level it off after that soft decision earlier. Yeah,
as Wolves now ball out towards this right-hand side as they look to come forward. Semedo finds Neto. Neto's gone to walking pace. Pops one in field then towards Lamina, back towards Semedo. First time cross with the right foot, headed up and away. Only as far as Lamina though. He nods it back into the path of Semedo. Lamina makes a forward run, but Semedo then just drives in field in between two players, can't get past the third, and now Brentford have a chance to counter, although not going anywhere with any pace. Ooh, I'll tell you what, that was a risky ball back towards Flekken. I thought that was going to be picked off by one of the Wolves forwards there, but Flekken clears it upfield, couple bounces, and it'll be Wolves' possession again.
It was, I mean, I must say that pass back you mentioned there, that was effectively going past 3 or 4 Wolves players who could almost just about reach and get it. I mean, it's a very, very risky tactic there, but they just about got away with it, Brentford. But we're still with 16 minutes plus injury time to go. Can't be sitting back too much, and here come Wolves again. Yeah,
down the left-hand side of the field as they hold on to possession. Brentford have got back in numbers. Now it's inside towards Aït-Nouri, he's played all over Aït-Nouri, really. He's coming into a number 10 role when he's really the left back, as Pedro Neto has it. Now Doyle, that's a nice ball as he threads it through towards Bellegarde. Out towards the left-hand side now for Fraser. Fraser then cuts in. Now it's Sarabia. Sarabia finds Aït-Nouri, can't quite keep a hold of the ball. It's cleared away, only as far as Neto, though, around the edge of the D. Neto then finds the pass towards Semedo. Semedo, quick foot, down this right-hand side, edge of the area. He's held up by a couple of Brentford defenders, though, who then they have Neto to try and deal with. His left-footed cross into the box is easily headed away. Toney picks up the loose ball. Now he tries to send Mope down the left. That's an overhit pass, so I don't think it's kept in by Mope. It's not, and we're going to see a change now for Brentford, I should say. Is that the end of the game for Mope? And it is the end of the game.
It is, yeah. Mope off to be replaced by Keane Lewis Potter, who's starting to make some inroads. He had a very difficult first season at Brentford. Couldn't really make too much of an impact. He's just starting to look a little bit more confident, and potentially his fresh legs, the fact that he's going to want to bomb forward and put some pressure on this Wolves defence, it's not actually a bad idea, that, from Thomas Frank. Yeah,
just try and push Wolves back a bit, and Wolves have given it away. Now there is a chance for Brentford. Ball into the penalty area. Toney with a chance and into the back of the net, and there you have it. It's an error from Wolves trying to play out from the back, and Brentford have been clinical this time. Ball in from the left-hand side. Toney makes no mistake with what is his first chance of the game. 2-0.
2-0, and on 77 minutes, that might just be enough now for Brentford, this 2-goal in. We don't want to speak too soon because, as I say, they always have this issue of trying to hold on to leads late on in games, but this is potentially a big goal for Brentford. Wolves playing out from the back. It's not a good ball out from Craig Dawson. He's had a bit of a nightmare on a couple of occasions this afternoon, Dawson, but then a great finish there from Toney, a bouncing ball from Janelt, and he just guides that past the keeper into the back of the net.
Yeah, that's a really good finish by Toney. His second goal since coming back from his suspension for the Bees. So Wolves 0, Brentford 2. On the way to a crucial 3 points, Thomas Frank's side. Just to tell you with the lineups for the Forest-Newcastle game at 5:30. Forest have got Sells in goal, Tavares, Murillo, Niakate, Williams, Dominguez, Yates, Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs, White, Alanga and Awoniyi. As for Newcastle, Dubravka in goal, Byrne, Botman, Shea and Trippier, Miley, Bruno Guimaraes, Longstaff, Gordon, Wilson and Almiron. As we've got goals elsewhere in the Premier League.
We have, yes. Just as you were giving us the lineups for our late game, we've got a fourth goal at Kenilworth Road, and it's Luton 1, Sheffield United 3, and it's Vinny Souza with the goal for Sheffield United, so looking like 3 points heading back to South Yorkshire.
Yes, keep Sheffield United just with a bit of hope. I still don't think they'll survive, but it just gets them a bit of optimism and confidence in their play, and it keeps Luton, one of the relegation teams around them, closer towards them. But for Brentford, with this, at the minute, is looking like 3 points. It'll be a big result for them. It'll be a rare away win, but it'll be a much welcomed one for Thomas Frank, as they're coming forward now. Wolves then trying to respond. Doyle finds the ball towards a teammate in Kilman, who stepped up. Now it's out towards his right side for Semedo. Semedo then finds Neto just further to his outside shoulder. So then just drifting in field. It's just being marshalled really well. They know Neto is the danger player for Wolves to Brentford. Out towards the left now. Back inside towards Kilman. He goes to Bellegarde on his right foot. Delivers one in. Poor ball again though. Headed away. Now Brentford have a chance to counter, but the foot comes in from Kilman. Oh, the referee's given a free kick there. He's saying that Kilman was slightly late. Free kicks given. Frustration shown by Kilman. Wouldn't be surprised if he talks himself into a booking, but Lewis Potter taking one there for the side.
He is taking one for the side. I mean, Kilman, normally quite a measured sort of player. I mean, the foot is raised. The ball is there to be won. Doesn't really get the ball. I don't think he gets too much of the man either, but I suppose for the race, that'd be enough for the figures to be given, as a ball is played towards the edge of the area. Toney trying to flick it into the path of Lewis Potter, but Kilman in the right place at the right time, able to get a clearance in.
It is indeed, and Wolves are actually going to get themselves a throw on the far left side midway through their own half, as Simon was just saying, get back to where that ball initially went out of play. Later score check up for you. 3-1 Fulham lead at home to Bournemouth. Mentioned before, Luton 1, Sheffield United 3. Tottenham 1, Brighton 1. It's 2-0 to Brentford in our game at Molinuex. What is a big, I'd say, surprise result with the home form of Wolves and the poor away form of Brentford. But now the Bees are coming forward here, and it's Lewis Potter who's charging forward now. Just inside the penalty area he goes. He's faced up against 1-2 Wolves defenders. Just gets dispossessed in the end. However, it's taken the ball all the way inside Wolves' penalty area, which was not where they want to be. There's another 3-1 scoreline that's just popped up as well, because Liverpool on their way to 3 points and back to the top of the Premier League table as they lead Burnley by 3-1.
They do. It was always going to be a tall order for Vincent Kompany's side to get anything in that game. Easiest decision there for the referee to give Vitaly Janelt a yellow card. It was pretty much in front of Simon Hooper as Pedro Neto trying to get away from Janelt. He just holds the shirt. There's not even any attempt to try and disguise that.
No, there's not. It's Darwin Nunez who is on the score sheet then for Liverpool. As the latest Brentford player to go in the book, like Paul said there, is Janelt. As Wolves come forward down the right, Pedro Neto in possession again. A great deal around him. They'll be desperate to get Hwang Hee-chan back in their starting line at Wolves, which I think he probably will be for their next game, just giving a bit of a rest following his Asian Cup exploits with South Korea, who were surprisingly knocked out in the semi-final stage to Jordan, who did see earlier on they were losing the final. They were losing 1-0 to Qatar at half-time. As ball out towards the right. Oh, it's dreadful from Wolves, though. It's played straight out by Doyle, and it's going to be a throw into Brentford now. It is, I think, just going to be one of those frustrating afternoons for Wolves.
It's looking like it could be, and certainly Wolves will be very frustrated with this. When you look at their form going into this game, it's just that defeat against Manchester United in their last 5, and overall they've had just 2 defeats in their last 12 games. So with that kind of form going into the game at Molineux today, particularly when they've already beaten Brentford twice, I say once in the cup, drawn in the first FA Cup game where they played with 10 men for 80 minutes. And they also beat Brentford away at the G-Tech just after the New Year. So the fact that they've lost or are losing 2-0 after 82 minutes today will be very frustrating for them.
Yeah, Wolves pop the ball inside now as they're over halfway. Doyle towards Semedo. Semedo now out to the right-hand side where he finds Neto. Neto coming forward now, scampering towards the edge of the box. Finds Semedo. Now Doyle with the effort. Right-footed, edge of the D. And that's gone harmlessly wide. And again, it's another shot gone. It's another shot from distance. And Brentford will be very happy if they get the win. Superb. If they get the clean sheet as well, that's just a double bonus.
Certainly is. This effort coming in from a long way out is, to say, it's wide, but it will be a massive bonus for Brentford. They've struggled with clean sheets this season, as we now get a Wolves substitution. It's a like for like, with Nelson Semedo off to be replaced by Matt Doherty. Yeah, Doherty on, bit of experience. You know, sort of a bit part player for Wolves, you would say. Regularly comes on as a substitute, but certainly Semedo is nailed down that right wing-back position, right back spot when he plays there, ahead of Doherty, who, strange old time he has been at Wolves, Tottenham, Atletico Madrid, and then coming back towards Wolves. It's gone full circle for the Republic of Ireland international. Going to see a double change from Brentford very shortly as well. Yeah, Christopher Ayer and Shandon Baptiste. So Ayer likely to be coming on here for potentially for Roslev or for one of the centre-backs. And you would imagine Baptiste coming on for the yellow-carded Janelt. Yeah, it is. I suppose for Brentford as well, good to see Saman Godos back on the bench. He's back from his international duty as well. So he'll probably get some more minutes in the coming weeks as Lamina tries to chip a ball over the top. It's going to be kept in, is it? No, it's not, by Aït-Nouri. And frustration as he smashes the ball against the barriers. And well, it's just sound like a school teacher. It's his own time that he's wasting there, isn't he, Aït-Nouri? But I think he just sums up the way most fans are feeling here this afternoon at Molineux, barring the ones that have travelled from West London. Frustrating afternoon for Wolves. But then looking at their next game, they're away to Spurs next weekend, then at home to Sheffield United, then at home to Brighton in that cup game, as I mentioned, then away to Newcastle. Now, this double change for Brentford. It's actually going to be Christian Norgard to go off. So the yellow-carded Janelt are being trusted for the time being. Norgard is off. Shandon Baptiste is on. So Janelt is off as well. Janelt is off as well. Yeah. Interesting. Well, so that means that potentially they may ask Roslev to slip into midfield so that Ayer can go into that wide role. We'll just have to wait and see exactly where the Norwegian Ayer is positioned. Yeah, I think it's defence plus Toney probably for Brentford in these in these last moments, and there's all smiles on the face. And you mentioned it before, and you were talking about Brentford's next round of games that they've got coming up, that how crucial this one is to get the 3 points, because they host Liverpool next, then they're away to City and West Ham, they then host Chelsea, they then travel to Arsenal, they then go for Burnley, who are scrapping for their lives, then host Manchester United, Brighton, go to Villa,
just a really tough run of games, and getting this victory just gives them a bit more confidence and momentum going into some of those matches. Is Neto trying to come forward now? 5 minutes of normal time plus any additional to go. We've not had many stoppages in this second half, bar the VAR check for the goal for Dawson. So you're probably going to get around 5 minutes of added time at the minute, I think, because we've had that and we've had a few changes as well. Seems to be normal.
I think that certainly from Wolves' point of view, they'd love to be able to get a quick goal here before injury time, just to give them something to really attack in those last few minutes. But actually, there's not been that much work for Flekken in the last 10 minutes or so.
No, there's not. What a thriller in the Championship game on the service, by the way. It's 3-3 Southampton-Huddersfield as Brentford trying to come forward here, and there's a good smother of that ball by Jose Sarr to get there ahead of Keane Lewis Potter. But yeah, Southampton got it back to 2-2, 2 goals in the space of a minute in the second half. Then Huddersfield went back ahead through Matos, and now Southampton have levelled things up at 3-3 as Doherty has the ball on the... Well, he's gone out on the left-hand side now as Doherty. I'm trying to work out where he's playing, because Aït-Nouri's still on the left. Doherty's playing centre mid 10, number 10. I don't know.
Looks like it's just another body in that midfield as the long ball goes into the Brentford box. It's bouncing, but Flekken should be able to claim it.
Square pegs and round holes at the minute for Wolves. It's just chuck people on and see if they can maybe make things happen. But time is quickly running away from them. But goals all around the Premier League and all around the Championship. The only game that's not had both teams to score is this one in the Premier League. The rest of them have. So it shows that defences haven't been on top, but they have been in this game for Brentford anyway. Like we said, they put in a good shift against Manchester City on Monday, but it just felt like it was coming, even though they went 1-0 ahead. As you see, a lot of Wolves fans streaming out of Molineux. I still don't get that, leaving a stadium early when you're watching a football match.
I could. I must say, I'm not going to say it's never happened to me, but generally speaking, I think if you've gone to the effort of going to see your team, then you should really stay till the end. But there's also that other side of it. If you feel like your team haven't done enough to deserve your support until the last minute, then maybe you want to avoid, sometimes in terms of people's plans, waiting until full time and then getting to the car park and then leaving could add an extra hour to your journey home. Whereas if you leave just before kick-off and avoid all that post-match rush, then it does make a difference to some people with long journeys. But I would imagine most people here at Molineux are fairly local. I think it just sums up that it has been a very frustrating afternoon. Yeah,
I always think if I paid for the ticket, then I'm going to get my most out of it and try and soak in the atmosphere, even if it's not a great one. But it won't be a great atmosphere at Molineux. But they're coming forward now. Could there be one sort of late goal here to set up a grandstand finish? Well, no, as Mario Lemina's ball is cleared away. Oh, and then I'll tell you what, Lemina's put a great challenge in there for me. Absolutely superb challenge, but the referee has pulled him up for this one, and he's yellow carded him for him, so that is insult to injury there for Lemina. Rubs salt into the wound. He loses, he plays a poor pass. Brentford look to clear it away. Ethan Pinnock is coming in. I just think Lemina gets there first.
I think he does, and Gary O'Neill, without the benefit of all the replays that we've just seen, the look on his face is if to say, how on earth have you come to the decision that it's Lemina's foul with the booking as well? Yeah, just adding up. There's a couple bookings for Wolves with Fraser and Lemina, as Pinnock's still slow to get to his feet. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bookings that Brentford have had with Flekken, me, Janelt and Jensen. It's not really been a nasty game, has it? They've just been fouls which have definitely been yellow card worthy. Yes, absolutely, and generally speaking, I think the referee has got most of the decisions right. We can see some of the Brentford players there, some of the Brentford fans just having a bit of banter, shall we say, with the Wolves fans that are making their way out to the exits. But yeah, they haven't had many opportunities to cheer away from home this season, Brentford fans, so they'll certainly be enjoying this one. Or make the 0 sign for a clean sheet as well for the V's. But yeah, take this one in, Brentford fans, because it's a big 3 points for you at the minute. Southampton, by the way, have just gone ahead against Southampton for the first time in that game. Southampton 4, Huddersfield 3. Big 3 points for the Saints, that is, to cement their place in second, as Bellegarde trying to come forward down the left, tries to put a cross in, it's hooked straight up into the air, comes back to Bellegarde. He's forced into that corner flag at the moment, tries to flick it off the Brentford defender, doesn't work though, as the Bees clear their lines way over halfway. Nobody is up there to get on the end of it, as Dawson will bring it clear. How many minutes of added time are going to go up on the board? That's what we're waiting for. I think it's probably about 5, but we'll wait and see, as Brentford managed to win possession back again. I think I'd be very surprised if it's more than 5. I think 4 or 5 would be about the right level. I think any more than that, and it would be a bit of a surprise. Yeah, so coming forward now are Wolves.
As the ball is played out towards the left-hand side for Sarabia. Sarabia then just coming forward, tries to play a cross-field pass, which he does. It's behind Neto, but he manages to keep a hold of it. Neto then delivers one into the box from deep. It's headed away. Strong header away by Pinnock once again. He's had a good game as Pinnock, as have the Brentford defence really, as the ball is played long down that right side. It bounces out of play, but it's exactly where they want. 6 minutes of added time has gone up on the board. We said we'd be surprised if it's more than 5, but 6 has gone up.
6 has gone up, and it's black magic anyway, isn't it? Doesn't seem to be any formula for it. It's not like somebody's literally adding all the minutes that are lost in a half, because if they were, we'd be getting a lot more than 5 or 6 minutes added at the end of each half anyway. But yeah, from Wolves' point of view, with all this time still to play, they should still feel as though if they can get a quick goal, then it will allow them to potentially get back into the game. But Ethan Pinnock now complaining of an injury problem, and looks like he won't be able to play on.
No, down on the deck, so challenges as a change will probably be needed. As
Reguilon won the ball, though. I'm not sure how that's been given as a free kick to Wolves, but they'll certainly be happy with that. Gives them a chance to try and get this ball into the box. Yeah,
we've had a minute of the 6 played, but this will add a little bit more on, as Middlesbrough have got a goal late on at home. Middlesbrough 1, Bristol City 2. So maybe a little bit of a late chance for Borough to snatch a share of the spoils. 4 minutes added on, so they've got a couple of minutes left in that game. Just see replays then now. The goals coming up for Brentford of Christian Norgard with that header in the first half from a corner inside 6 yards and unchallenged. And then the second one, Wolves overplaying at the back. Lovely. It was just quick play that. It was bang, 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 cross in, Toney finish.
Yeah, and a really good finish from Toney as well. As soon as he had that chance, hit it first time and placed it past goalkeeper Jose Sarr. As hobbling Ethan Pinnock now is off for Brentford, and Wolves now have a chance from this free kick.
Yeah, I suppose if Wolves get one here, it would certainly set up a nervous finish. Neto standing over it. Now they were insinuating they're going to go short, which they are. Doyle has it now. Doyle deliver it in with the right foot. That's too close to the keeper, who just gets a punch on it. Thought he could have caught it there, Flekken, but actually has a Brentford teammate close towards him, as he can just smash this one clear down the line. Nori will pick up the ball before it bounces out of play, and Wolves will have to start again just outside their own penalty area. Pinnock, I think, is still off. I don't think there's been any change readied for Brentford here, so are they temporarily down to 10? I think they are. Pinnock's still on the sidelines. Thought they'd just get a change ready, or have they made all their changes, or their substitution times they can do potentially?
Potentially so, although they brought on Molinuex as one change. Yes, you're right, because they brought on Molinuex on his own, Keane Lewis-Potter on his own, and then Baptiste and Aya came on as a pair, so that's 3 separate lots of substitutions. So you're right, they can't do any more now.
Indeed, so down to 10 it seems. Not sure if Pinnock has ran back onto the field to play or not. Late leveller in League One. Barnsley 1, Leyton Orient 1. Barnsley fan in the office will be very happy, as Brentford have it on halfway. Now they just pump the ball upfield, looking for Pinnock. Pinnock's gone as centre forward, so I'm guessing he's got not much manoeuvrability, and they've just said stick you up there and make a nuisance.
Yes, I think so, yeah, and he's now playing further forward than Ivan Toney, if you can believe that, as Baptiste now with Molinuex win the ball back, and it's Baptiste charging forward.
Yeah, striding forward then. The good slide challenge comes in from Doyle to half get the ball away. Wolves do have it, but time's ticking away. They've got less than 2.5 minutes of the 6 added on to go, and Doughty coming down that left-hand side over halfway. The Irishman looking up, still coming forward, no challenge on him. Now finds Bellegarde towards his left. Bellegarde comes in off that left touchline. Now he delivers a ball into the box. Again, deliveries from Wolves haven't been good. I mean, I know they're striving for the right ball now, so you've got to take a little bit more of a risk putting it in, but I have to say, you've also got to give your teammates something to get on the end of, and it's just been a frustrating one for Wolves, who came into this one in, full of confidence. 4-2 victory against Chelsea. And they would have felt like, I think this is probably a coupon buster for a lot of people, because Wolves at home as well.
If you were thinking of a couple of home games, you would think that this is the sort of game where Wolves should be beating Brentford, and based on form, but it's just not proved to be. Brentford have just been a little bit too strong for Wolves in the crucial moments, and also just about held resolute in defence.
Oh, indeed. There's a minute and a half to go as the fans continue to stream out of Molyneux. As just later scores in the Premier League. Fulham 3, Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 3, Burnley 1, Luton 1, Sheffield United 3, Tottenham 1, Brighton 1. 2-0 Brentford lead at Molineux. Mind with the 5:30 game as Nottingham Forest take on Newcastle at the City Ground. As Aït-Nouri will come forward now, striding up towards halfway. Crossfield ball from Doherty is a good one as well, or is it? Yeah, Neto just heads it ahead of him. Good slide challenge from Reguilon, does really well, gets to his feet, clears the ball as well, and finds Toney. And now Toney, that's lovely hold-up play, and the ball out towards Lewis Potter, and Lewis Potter is going to stride forward now. Lewis Potter towards the edge of the penalty area. Is he just going to hold up and go to the corner? No, he's going to go in the penalty area, tries to play one towards the far post. Brentford had committed 3 bodies forward there. That's a strange one. I know there's not long left, but there's no need to commit 3 bodies forward with Lewis Potter.
No, there isn't. I think that's. I think it's just a little bit of a rush of blood to the head there from those Brentford players, thinking that they can try and wrap the game up when they've already got the game ramped up. Just need to make sure they don't concede in these last few seconds. Yeah,
Pedro Neto knocks it inside. Now it's a Doyle. Doyle across. As Wolves look to come forward and maybe at least grab a consolation. Ball into the area, falls towards Lamina. Oh, and there you go. That is how it is. It's sliced away behind by Lamina, and that should be all it.
It should be. I mean, that stand behind the goal is probably about half empty now when you see Mario Lamina and that effort of his going wide. As we can see, it looks like the referee is still going to make Brentford resume play, though we've had the full 6 minutes now.
We have indeed, as fans continue to stream out of Molineux. They certainly have seen enough now. And it's going to be a big 3 points of Brentford. A rare away success, 10 points they'll have taken on the road now. And how crucial this one could be for them. Ball at field from Flekken, over halfway out towards the left. I suppose there was the injury to Pinnock at the start of added time, which is why the referee's still playing on. 96.5 minutes gone now. Long ball forward then. Oh, it's not cleared very well, but Brentford have just got enough bodies in the way in the end. Oh, and then Collins can't keep it from going behind for a corner.
He's got to clear that, Collins. All he's got to do is just hoof it long, and it's a throw onto Wolves around about the halfway line. Instead of which he runs along the goal line, trying to keep it in play. He doesn't. It's out for a corner.
Delaying the inevitable. It's a corner for Wolves. They're not going to have enough time to score and then come forward again. Left-footed outswinger will come in once more, though, from Sarabia. Corner comes in. It's high towards the far post, and trying to get the head on it as Doherty does. Nods it behind, and surely now that is it. It's gone behind, waiting for the goal kick to be taken. Is the referee blown for full time?
No, he hasn't. I mean, the way the players are sort of all working back towards halfway, it looks like we're going to be asked to resume play again.
Oh, indeed. I mean, this would be the silly thing if the goalkeeper kicks us upfield, he will blow for full time, I will say. Flekken, long ball at field. Simon Hooper looks at his watch and blows for full time. There you have it. It's a big 3 points to Brentford, but they managed to defeat Wolves, who have been beaten at Molineux for a rare time this season. Full time then, it's finished Wolves 0, Brentford 2.